All right. Merry Christmas. Happy Christmas Eve. It is a rainy day in Georgia. And I don't like rain, especially with I've got these two Ledbetter dogs and they take our trash out and just destroy the yard. And we've got folks coming tomorrow. So I'll have to get the children out for some slave labor to make sure that we're able to have the house clean for tomorrow. Let me make sure I got the right account up. Yep. All right. Open this account. Just kind of go through what I go through on a daily basis and how I start my day as you're wiping the overnight gunk out of your eyes and you wake up to a shortened day. The markets will close today at, helps if I share my screen. Markets will close today at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And let me share this account with you and tell you what we're waking up to this morning. Hey, profit and loss on the day. We're up 89 bucks, feeling good. Profit and loss on the open. We are down $2,500. That looks horrible. When you look at that, though, you'll pull up this ES trade. Just want to make sure you know what I have on. I've got 25 long puts. Yes, I do buy options at time, and those are pretty much full losers at 97%. The great thing about these futures positions, these puts that I have on, is they were all paid for and put on for free. And how did I do that? Well, I sold puts to pay for my long puts, which is my protection in my account. That's kind of the black swan hedge that I was telling you about. So even though it shows that that's a $2,500 loser on those were fully paid for by credits that I received on other trades. So something that we'll go on and talk about later. So I like to go here and I will sort by the profit amount to see if anything is for the taking to close today. XOP up 48%. This one's up 39%, 34%, 27%, 26%. So you see all of that. And then you go into the losers. VIX hedge is always going to be a loser until that pops. That's a hedge, so I don't mind that as much. IWM is an in-out spread. It's a 54% loser. XLK is 73%. And Chewy. Why did I believe that Chewy would go down? That's a 94% loser. One of the things that, based on the options jive of Tasty Trade, if you haven't seen it, go to tastytrade.com. Check out the options jive segment from Monday, October the 21st, and check that out. I believe I'm going to start testing out the waters and closing positions when they start getting to a 50% loser. Based on their research, when a strangle becomes a 53% loser, then it is time to, well, when it becomes a 50% loser, you have less than a 50% chance that that trade is going to return to positive. So that's one of the things that I'm going to start implementing in my trades. So as I look at this, I mean, I could close XOP, but I want to make sure that I have theta working in my favor, and that's what I've got there. We've got 107 in theta. I'm negative 125 deltas. Vega negative 451. And what I want to make sure that you guys do is every day go into your spreadsheet, track all of this so you'll know whether you need to make adjustments in your account. It'll tell you whether you're delta neutral, whether you need less deltas in your account, and do that. Now, we had some questions yesterday about what should we do when evaluating for a trade. And let's just go through that because this is exactly the steps that I take. I open up Tastyworks. When I open up Tastyworks, let me see, we got John coming into the room. All right, great. Morning, Jolly Holly Christmas.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, Let's see, let me try to mute everybody so that there we go. Heard a little something in the background. Okay, I got you guys muted, but we can certainly open it up to answer any questions in the morning. So the first thing I do is, hey, if I want to trade, what am I going to do today? Well, first of all, let's log our Greeks into our spreadsheet, see how things are looking. So we open the Sweet Bobby Super Duper spreadsheet. If I can get her open, there she is. All right. What is the net lick on this account? It is, I think it's about at 44,000. Let's see if I can figure that out. 44,301.32. So you would go in here, and I can put it on the net lick tab, or I can put it, let's see here. Yeah, here we go. So you would put in your net lick for the day. Today is 12/24/20. Net lick on this account is 44,297. Let's say 44,300. All right. So we go into our ratios, and this should pull up the last one. I've got to update this spreadsheet or something, but let's just put the Greeks in there. The Greeks, because it should be pulling up the date of 12/24 there. So the Greeks are negative 131.07, and that's the SPY weighted deltas. So it says that your SPX weighted deltas are negative 13. Now, what's the theta for the account? Theta for the account is 133.78. And this takes a little bit of time every day for you to go in and put your Greeks in, but it's your decision tool. Your theta is negative 453. And let's see how my theta is doing. What you'll want is this to be in the range of 0.1% to 1%. So we're at 0.27, which is looking great. It comes up with TV ratios, delta, vega, net lick. Let me just enter that manually. What was that? 44,300. What's the buying power that I'm using in the account? On this account, we're using 20,000. It changes by the second, $877. So we are using 47% of the buying power in this account. If you were going to do the -1 SPY weighted deltas to 1/2 of the vega, I should almost be selling 95 deltas in the account to have a good ratio there. And what is my suggested SPY beta delta neutral adjustment is 65. So basically what that yellow column is telling you guys, if you want to be in a portfolio that has a little bit of negative deltas, for example, I've got about -120 SPY weighted deltas right now, and I wanted to make this account delta neutral, what would I do? Well, I would add about 65 positive deltas to this account. And this is something that you guys should do every single morning. You go in first. Is there something that I can close for a profit? Is there anything that I need to close that has reached to close or roll that has reached a point that it's become a trouble? It's a problem child in the account. Then you go in, use the spreadsheet, and make these decisions. So it's basically telling me this morning, hey, Bobby, you dummy, if you're going to make any trades today, then you need to make something that's going to give you positive delta. So what am I looking for? I'm probably looking to short a put in something that's down today. That's going to give me just a bit of positive delta. I could go into the E-minis and do that. I could go into the micros and do that. There's all kinds of different things that I can do that will allow me to create the positive deltas that I need. So with that being said, I will close our little thing, go into the Tastyworks platform, open up their little watch list. Remember, one of the things that I really love doing is going to their presets and choosing liquid ETFs. I love placing trades in ETFs. You can sort them by IV rank, and you can also search by bid, ask, or the amount of change. So if we were looking for something IV rank wise, what's high? Silver. We put a trade in there yesterday. UVXY, IWM. I've already got something there. VXX, XLE, GLD. So there's a lot of different things that we could put a trade in this morning. As I'm looking here, though, I've got trades in the majority of these ETFs. So I'm probably going to look at another. I'll just go to the Tasty Trade default. Let's look at what's going on in IV rank here. Ideally, I would like something that has a high IV rank and something that is down on the day. For example, Baba, Baidu, Snap. How many of you guys put the trade in Snap yesterday? Some did an iron condor, I did a strangle and stamp, so I've already got something there. So let's just look and see if there's other opportunities where we could find something that we could sell a put in that has relatively high IV. I've got position in Apple, just looking here. Okay, Baba, top of the list. I'm not sure that I've ever traded Baba in my entire life. Looks like they've got earnings coming out on February the 11th. Remember, the next thing that I do like doing is kind of looking here and seeing where the maximum amount of implied volatility is. Looks like that January 15th is the highest, 37.8. It's 37.6 there on the weekly. How many days to expiration is that? It's 22 days, which is lower than what Tasty Trade normally recommends. If we go out to February 19th, that's 57 days. That's got 40% implied volatility. That's good. The only problem with going out to February 19th is we would make sure that we would close that trade prior to that February 11th, right? Because I'm not sure that I would want to hold that through earnings. But if we're taking it out to 57 days, what's 57 minus 21? It's 40, what, 57 minus, it's 30, what, 6? I can't do math in my head, especially this early in the morning. But yeah, so we would close this at 36 days to expiration or manage the trade. So maybe that's where we need to go. It's got the highest implied volatility of all of these expirations. We know that we will be out of the trade prior to earnings on February 11th. Now, this is it's not a terribly large when you think of it in comparison to something like a Amazon, but it's a $219 stock. So let's look for a trade in Baba. So remember, as we did yesterday, there's a few things that we want to go through as we're looking to evaluate a trade. First thing that I do is we're going to pull up volume profile. I like to see, hey, Baba, where are you in line with the volume profile? I want to see where volume has been traded. Again, volume profile, I'm no expert on it, but it's very helpful to me, is the amount of volume that trades at a specific price. So we're looking at that. We're also going to look at the monkey bar analysis with Baba because I like to draw the monthly monkey bar analysis. Let's make sure, yep, 3 months, 1 day. So let's do that quickly on Baba and see how it looks. This shows the trade range for the month of December. There's Baba. And let me remove that. Okay, so here's Baba. Wow, look at this. Look at the range that it's traded for the month of December. So in order to find out support and resistance levels for December, we're going to first draw that for the month of, November. So I bring out the Fibonacci tool, and we're going to change that based on the levels that I have, and I'll share these with you later, but when we actually go into a class on drawing these things, so you'll have everything that I have. But for now, I just want to draw it to show you the areas where it's oversold and where it's overbought. So you go here, you find out that the high for the month of November was 311.44. I like having that exact, 311.44. Go back over here. The low for the month was 252.55. Put this in here, 252.55. Hit OK. Boom. Now, we then take the Fibonacci Extension tool and we draw from the 50% line down to the middle, where this is where the most time was spent at this price. I'll try to get that right in the middle there. Then we draw her down to the 100% line, try to get that exactly on there, boom. Then I will right click, activate this drawing. Now we're going to take this 100% line and we're going to move it down to the 200% line on the extension. So I move that down. Here we get there. Great. Then we move this to the top of this red line. I want to get that exactly correct on there. Got it. Hit the escape key. Hold on one second. I want to look on my SPX trade just to make sure I'm fine. We don't want to be, okay. All right, so we've drawn that. Now I can delete the extension, remove drawing. I'm going to right click again to edit the properties. And we're going to change this to all green. And then I like to provide a level, because if I go in here, you know, a couple of weeks from now, I want to know what I've already drawn so I don't get it mixed up with my next month. So this was the November drawing for December projections. And I hit OK. Now we're going to change the drawing style back to standard. See what that looks like. While we're waiting on that, let's see if we've got the volume profile up. Yeah. Okay. Volume profile. Wow. Check out Baba. Baba is definitely down today. Now, you do notice that the green lines are the lines that I just drawn. So now we have a variation of market profile on our chart, and we have the volume profile as well. Check it out. Baba yesterday was where? It was at its point of control in the volume profile. Here's the value area high, which is a standard deviation away on the upside. Here's the value area low, standard deviation below on the right side. And now Baba has drifted out of this green zone, okay, the fair market price, and it is now into an area where it is oversold. And let me draw that for you. If I can draw that. So everyone will be, this is an area of oversoldness. This area is, let me decrease the chart just a second so you can see it. Yeah, this area from this line all the way down to this line is the fair value range. So now we have Baba that has drifted into this oversold range. It has gone into this range, which is an overbought range for the area below it, which, well, I can show you here. Let's see, let me change this to the hand so we can move this chart. Yeah. So you've got another fair value range here with 150% line, where this is the fair value range, and this is an overbought range, and this is an oversold range. So hopefully I'm not going too fast, getting you all worked up about this, but basically what we know is this. Let me move it there. Get it back. Baba has drifted here. Now, there is nothing in life that is guaranteed. There is no guarantee that Baba will go back to this point. There's no guarantee that Baba will go back to this area, the 50% fair value range. But we do know that there's a lot of volatility in Baba. We do know that I, in my count, need positive deltas. And we know and have identified that Baba has dropped. It's a down day. That's when you sell puts, guys, is on a down day. So we've got two different ways of looking at it. We've looked at volume profile here, and we've also looked at market profile here. The final thing that I like to pull up as far as charts go is here. Let me erase all of that so you guys don't have to worry with that. And let's put in Baba. And this again is a free chart you can get from TradingView, their charting service. You'll have to put up with ads unless you pay a little money, which I probably need to do. Let's bring up Baba. This is a daily graph. You can see that Baba is in a slight downward trending channel, and that it has gone from the bottom, it goes up, it's gone to the top, it's gone down, drifted to the middle. And where is Baba now? It's in the lower level of the channel. You know, ideally, I would place, oh, wait a minute, it's falling out of the channel. I didn't even notice that. Here was yesterday, so now it's falling out of the channel. So I feel comfortable putting a certain amount of risk in a trade such as Baba, which would probably be a credit spread. So let's go and bring the account back up. Let's see if I can bring it back. Give me just a second, guys, to pull this over so we can go ahead and look for a trade. Now, let's trade. Baba. Guys, Santa Claus isn't going to see you unless y'all shut up while Daddy's on his little meeting. Sorry about my little kids, y'all. Where did we decide? We decided we were going to go out maybe 57 days. That's where the, and you'll notice that the implied volatility levels that are provided by Thinkorswim are a little different from those that you used, that we saw in Tastyworks. No problem. We go out 57 days, probably looking, what can we get here? Let's see, how much risk do we want to take and how close to the money do we want to go? Wow, they've got great credits in there. Everybody say hi to Lily. That is Lily. Say hi to Emma Graves. Y'all want to tell them who's coming to see you tomorrow?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus? Yeah, Santa Claus is coming. All right, y'all buzz out for a second while Daddy's doing the trade.
No.
All right, well, be very quiet. Let's see. Let's see what we could get for a $5 wide spread. Maybe at a 25 delta. Maybe we're comfortable there. Let's try selling the 180 and buying the 175 for a 77-cent credit. So that's a, let's say that's a $5 wide and getting an 80-cent credit. All right, so let's talk about that. When we're talking about doing a spread trade such as this one, then normally what does Tastyworks tell us, guys, as far as what's the ideal on a spread? Anyone want to unmute themselves and tell me what they say?
1/3 the width.
1/3 the width of the strike. So if we've got a $5 wide, you got a $5 wide and you want to divide that by a third, then you're looking at bringing in about $1.67. We're bringing in 85 here. So we got to look for a closer trade, don't we? So maybe closer to a 30 delta. Let's see what the, let's see what this one would do. 195, 190 brings in $1.35, $1.32. You know, and I guess I could go up just a tad more, but I really don't want to get that much closer. Let's go to a 32% probability of being in the money, and let's see what a 680 will do. That doesn't do it either, does it? Let's see, when we go closer, let's try. Definitely, this is a 29 delta, about a 30 delta. It says it's a 36 probability of being in the money. Let's see what that gets us. A 200 and a 195. See what that is. $1.50. All right, that's the one I'm going with. Now the natural is $1.20. Mid is $1.52. I'm going to work that at $1.52 and just let that work for a second. See what we can do. I'm always greedy. I'm always doing a little price discovery. Always seeing if I can get a feel for that. So I'm going to put that in for $1.52, a little lower than the $1.66 that we were looking for, but no problem. Let me move that down to $1.50. See if we can get a feel. Let's see. $1.50. And we'll let that work a while. So basically that's how I go through my day, guys, is going through. That's canceled. We'll let that work a while, and we may work it down a few more cents to see if we can get a feel on that. So we woke up this morning, wiped the sleep from our eyes, opened our account, saw if there were any positions that we could close, saw if there were any we could close for a profit, anything we needed to close that was at our maximum loss. Then we went in and recorded on the spreadsheet the deltas of our account. We saw that our account for today needed positive deltas. We went in, already had a position in the most volatile ETFs, and I didn't want to trample on those and have conflicting positions. Didn't find anything there. So then we went to the Tasty Trade watch list of their major stocks and positions and found the most volatile item on the board that had the most volatility where we could get the most credit. And we went in, did an evaluation of value profile. Then we did an evaluation of market profile using the monkey bars. Then we looked at the linear regression channel to see where BABA was. And then we finally put in a trade, and we've got one working for the day. That's what you do day in and day out. I wish I could say it's exciting. It is exciting going in and trying to find a trade that meets your criteria, but you do this and you pound and you pound and you pound and you do it over and over and over every day. And also take into consideration on your spreadsheet, how much premium do you need to sell? Okay. Let me pull up the spreadsheet where we place this information. You go to the weekly premium. If you have a current net lick of 44,300 and you want a 50% return over the next year, you need to be selling $22,000 worth of, well, no, that's your profit for the year, your desired profit. If you anticipate keeping 25% of your theta, then you've got to sell $88,000 worth of premium for the year. On a monthly basis, that's selling premium of $7,300. Every week, you're going to be selling $1,700. And on a daily basis, you're selling $343 worth of premium. And that's it. You go through that every day. So keep doing it until you make all of your sales. You make all the premium sales that you need, and you bring in that amount of income. All right, so now let's open it up to you guys for any questions for the day. That's beautiful. Roy G. Bill. Anyone got any questions whatsoever?
Can you go over that iron condor that you mentioned that I opened yesterday
Absolutely,
on
John.
Snap?
On Snap, absolutely. So let's go and take a look at Snap and why we did the iron condor yesterday. Give it a while to work out. John, you actually did that trade?
I did,
Okay, awesome. Let's see how
or
it
I
went.
opened it.
Okay. How's that trade doing, by the way? Most credit trades are negative when we first open them. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm down $2.
Down $2. Not bad.
So
Hey, I'm up $5.50, but I didn't do the. I did the strangle. Yeah, I did the strangle on that. All right. So let's go and look at Snap as it's pulling up. And I think I did the, okay, there's Snap. All right. So yesterday, when we did Snap, let me pull up Discord real quick, like, and let's go live chat. Let's pull up the actual where I posted it yesterday. Maybe that'll be better to see where we posted that trade. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Let's open up and see exactly what we saw yesterday. Great. Here's what we saw yesterday. First of all, I pulled up volume profile. Where was it? It's at this red point. And you see that is the peak mountain on the volume profile. So that means that this is the area. I got filled. Or was that someone else? I got filled. That Baba trade must have gone through. Great. All right. So yesterday it was at this point, which meant it was at the point over the last 10 days where the most volume had traded. It was at that price. So it being in between there, my first thought was I'm either going to sell a strangle or I'm going to sell an iron condor. Okay, let's go on. That's the volume profile. Then we posted the linear regression channel of Baba, which was going up. And Baba, where was it in the linear regression channel? It was almost centered. So Baba has traveled below, it's traveled up, it's traveled down, it's traveled up, it's traveled down. And you see it was right in the center. And then I think that I posted I swear I thought I posted market profile on that. If I did not, let's do it on Snap. Well, yeah, I did. I don't have the chart, I guess, from yesterday, but here are my green lines. Remember, green lines are the market profile analysis using the monkey bars. And yesterday, it was in its fair market range. Let's go down on that a little bit so you can see it. Let me bring out the drawing tool. Where is the fair market range? It's from this 80% line all the way down to the 20% line. So this area is fair market, fair value. Where is price today is between this 20% and 0%. Price of Snap at the current moment is oversold. And I would now be expecting at some point a return to this level. And remember, we've got an iron condor with a call spread above and a put spread below. And we're hoping that the price remains within our spreads. And I'm not exactly sure where those are, but you get the gist of it. This is what we're hoping for, that price on Snap remains in this level. John, does that answer your question at all? Anything more that I could go into in the analysis on that?
So you answered it.
Great, great. Now, it's Christmas Eve. We're just all sitting around doing some trades. I think let's see if my Baba trade actually did go through. Let's see. Did Baba go through? Fill order. Yep. So we got the $1.50 on that. Awesome. And I will post that in the trade input. Any other stock that you guys are considering making a trade in that you would like to go through the analysis? Let me tell you something, guys. I'm taking you guys under my wing. We are going to make money in 2021. We are going to open this up every day. We're going to evaluate our accounts. We're going to figure out the adjustments that need to be made, the trades that need to be closed. We're going to figure out how much premium we need to sell today. We're going to figure out, based on our Greeks, what we're looking for. Are we looking for positive deltas? Are we looking for negative deltas or neutral deltas? And then we're going to go into this market and we're going to pound this over and over and over. And I promise you, John, Chris, Ken, all of you guys, that you are going to be well versed. Dwayne, you're going to be well versed on how to do this analysis each and every day on every single stock that you would ever consider, any commodity. And eventually you're going to say, Bobby, I don't need you anymore because you have found out everything that you need to know. Hopefully you'll stay around because I just like getting together with you guys, just hanging out, chewing the fat, talking trades and putting them on. So, and I'm looking forward to see what you guys have that you can contribute to our room, because each of you have skills, you have experience. You may be a very beginner, but maybe you've done back testing and you can share some of the back tests. Maybe you've traded stocks for 40 years. You know some things, and I encourage all of you to share with our group that we've got here. And I think it'll be a very, very strong group. So is there any stock or anything that you'd like me to go through and do a quick analysis on at the moment? I'm glad to do it.
Where do you find that volume profile? I have my Thinkorswim pull it up.
Let's see. It's a good question. I've had it on here so long that I've just had it as a grid. John, did I share the grid with you yesterday where you were able to pull it up on Thinkorswim?
I think you sent it. Well, I tried to look at it on my phone, but it won't let me.
Yeah, I can't on the phone. I've never been able to pull volume profile up on the phone. So I think you got to be using the desktop application. Does anybody need volume profile though? Do you want me to send that to you? I'll be happy to share this grid with you. I'm hearing a yes from Chris. All right, Chris, let me do that for you quickly. Share grid so that you'll have volume profile. Let's go to Discord. I'll put it there, share with you. And let me just go out to the side and tell you what that is, volume profile. Now, John, at this point, I don't expect you to be able to know how to do the drawings that I'm doing to show market profile, the monkey bar, support and resistance. But I promise you guys we'll have a class on that. You'll be able to draw that as well as I can and probably quicker than I can. I'm very slow. And we'll have that for you. But volume profile is a very, to me, it's a very, very powerful tool to see where the volume has traded. And here is where the most volume is traded. Price may be here and volume may increase to a point to where this point of control, the red line, moves here at some point. So these lines do move just based on where volume has traded. Now, remember the difference between volume profile, again, this is where volume has traded. So the most volume in Snap has traded at a price of 52.41. That's where the big boys are playing it. That's where the most volume of trades have occurred. However, based on our projection of market profile, we feel that the actual area of strength or the point of control is at a point of 53.96 within this range. And again, that's based on market profile. What is market profile? Market profile is the amount of time, not the actual volumes that were traded. Like not 1 million shares were traded in this range, but we anticipate that the most time, the most hours, the most days, the most weeks will be spent within this fair price range. Any other questions at all? We got plenty of time. What are y'all getting for Christmas?
Bobby, do you, on your spreadsheet, do you use a separate spreadsheet for each account, or do you consolidate them in any way?
I found I probably could consolidate, but I use I've got 3 different accounts that I trade in. One for the little fund that I manage, one for my personal account, and one for an IRA. So I keep a separate spreadsheet for each of those. But yeah, very, very good question. And y'all, you're going to have a lot of questions on that spreadsheet at some point, and you may find some bugs in it that we need to take care of, or something that's not working, or it may be that you've replaced one of the formulas in there. But I'm telling you, once you start using that, and this may be entirely Greek to you guys. You may have never recorded a single trade in your life. Can you imagine me getting Tom Sosnoff and Tony Batista in our room and saying, hey guys, we're going to track every trade that we make? They're going to go, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. You don't have to. But what I've done is set up a really, really nice way for you guys to be able to log those in. It keeps up with the premium that you sell. It keeps up with the amount of premium that you need to sell in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year to achieve your profit target. Whereas most traders are not logging this information. Most traders are not keeping a spreadsheet to where they're tracking every trade. They're not doing a report card on themselves. They're not saying, hey, how did I do today? I did great, or I did terrible. You know, you need to grade yourself. You need to be able to come back in a week, in a month, in 2 months and go, am I making progress? Because here's what all of us want to do, right? We all want to do this and nothing else. We all want to be able to sit on a beach, open this up, and be able to do our trades each and every day and do nothing else. And guys, it's just a matter of working the process. I don't care if you got $5,000 in your account or $500,000 account. We're doing the same thing every day. We're going to hit this every day. It's just going to be repetition, and you are going to make money because of the discipline that you utilize in our program here. So I'm very excited for you. If you don't, you should have made, if you took the trade with me overnight, you made 50 bucks. Or you made $100 overnight, whatever it was, if you took that trade. If you couldn't take that trade because, you know, the account is so small, you didn't want to trade ES, it was a defined risk trade, then you could have done a trade in the micros, maybe even a naked trade in the micros to simulate what we were able to do in the E-minis. So we're going to work on all trade sizes. I don't care if your account is $2,000. I don't care if it's $1 million. The same discipline is required for each account. And what we're working on is to make a 50, that's what I've got in mind, y'all, on this particular account that I'm utilizing for our program together, is I'm looking for a 50% return over the next 52 weeks. And we are going to kick 2021 in the butte, and we are going to get in here every day, and we're going to analyze trades. We're going to make trades. We're going to sell premium, and we're going to do this.
I think Ken wanted a grid on PLTR.
PLTR? Yeah. Let's analyze it. What's the first thing we do? Is we pull it up, right? We wait for volume profile to pull up. I've got to get a faster computer if we're going to do this. I did not know how much Zoom and Tastyworks and all this together would slow it down, but we'll get it. So PLTR, anyone got an active trade in there now? What are you looking at?
I'm not looking at it. I just saw it in the chat.
Okay, Ken wanted, let me open the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Mine looking at PLTR. Thanks, I have a monster sore throat. Oh, dude. Sorry about that. But at least you're in a good mood and you've got Santa Claus Ken going on, so that's good. So one of the first things that I do is we're going to draw the monkey bars. Let's change this style to monkey bars. And the fact that you guys you're long since $10. Wow. Okay. Awesome. So it looks like it's 28 bucks now. Wonderful. So let's see where we think PLTR is going to go. While we're doing that, let me look at my SPX trade just to make sure I'm doing good. Anyone doing the 0 DTE trade today? Anyone doing that? Or am I the only idiot out there doing that?
Jim said it's his first IPO. I guess PLTR is.
Oh, wonderful. Let's see, expiration, the one expiration. Okay, looks like I'm okay. I'm a little getting close to the call side. No worries, we'll hold that. Look for an adjustment there. But first, let's go back, see if my charts have finally, oh no, I changed that to SPX when I did that. While that's pulling, let's go ahead and do our regression analysis. We know that will pull up quickly. Again, this is at tradingview.com. You can go in, you can set up a free account. No worries there, but I always like watching the regression analysis channel on these stocks. Okay, now this is interesting, right? So this was his first IPO getting in. So I've got the regression analysis channel set up for 100 periods, right? So we don't have 100 periods in PLTR, so thus you're not getting the regression channel. I guess I could change that to 50. Now, let's see if I can figure out how to change that to 50. Well, nonetheless, I mean, you can actually see, hey, we've got an upward trajectory on that, right? It's down today. Hey, out of curiosity, this is a $27 stock, or is this something that you're doing for the wheel, Ken? Dwayne, you got to leave for a while. You'll probably be done before I get back. Merry Christmas to all. Merry Christmas to you, Dwayne, and hope you have a great one. So, Ken, I know you've got a sore throat, but is this something that you're doing for the wheel, or you're just bullish on it? Okay, so you're not looking to keep it and to do a covered call on it. You're just bullish on the stock. Well, let me tell you this. This is clearly bullish, right? Let's see what we now have with the monkey bar analysis. This is the month of December. This is the month of November. Let's draw it. So I go down here to my drawing set. I'm going to choose Fibonacci retracements. Again, if you're doing Fibonacci retracements on yours, you're going to have something totally different, because what I'm pulling up is actually the something that I've changed in this tool. Okay, come on. All right, so what does volume profile tell us on PLTR? Well, first, it shows us that the price over the last 10 days, where the most volume has traded, is 27 bucks, basically, 27.01. So what we're looking at here is this is the point of control. This is a standard deviation above, standard deviation below. Generally, when I see things here that are above, I'm looking for a retracement back down to that point of control. So just looking at this volume profile, I would not be surprised to see a return of price to 27 bucks and maybe even a touch and a test of 25.83. Does everybody just get that when you pull open volume profile? Any questions on this in particular? This is just volume profile. I open it up. Where are we? We're at the top of that range. We're here. What are we looking at? Well, you can see clearly what price is doing in a 30-minute range. We are going down, and it looks like we're going back down to the point of control. Would not be surprised to see going to this level here, which is a high level of volume, perhaps touching this line, even going below and just watching this kind of thing happen in real time. So this is what we're looking here. Let's see if we finally got our monkey bars pulled up on PLTR. There we go. So let's draw them. We go from the low to the high for November. I'm going to right click on that to edit properties. What was the low? It was 1023. I like to have that number exact, 1023. What was the high? It was, looking up here, the high for the month was 33.5, almost there. We hit OK. All right. Then this has got a bearish skew for this month. So we're going to change the tool to the Fibonacci Extension. We're going to draw from the 50% line down to this green line to the very center. And we're going to draw her down to the 100% line there. Okay. Then the next step is to now re-center the chart by taking the 100% line and bringing that down to the 200% line. To do that, we right click, we activate the chart, and we take the 100 down to the 200. So then, see where we began here? That was our very first line that we drew a while ago. We're going to take this 0 line and we're going to put it right there. So I'm going to now grab this and set that 0 line right at the top of our beginning line. Hit the escape key. I'm going to delete the extension. I'm going to edit this. We're going to name it November for December, because this is a November projection to project what we think is going to happen for December. I'm going to set that color to green. Hit OK. Now, let's change the style back to standard. And now let's go back into volume profile for PLTR and see where we are. So we see now our green lines are showing up, but we don't know exactly where we are. It says 20%. So let's pull this down so we can see where we are as far as being in the range, and pull it down even farther. There we go. Let's minimize this a bit so we can see the entire fair range. And again, you guys pop in at any moment if you have any question whatsoever. But let me, while we have it here, we've basically zoomed out on this. The fair value point for the month of December, can you lock this, is here. This is where we are projecting the fair price of PLTR to be. Well, as you can see, it's here. Now, what is the range? Well, the range of the fair market price is from here, the 80 line, down to the 20 line, which tells us that since price is here, that is a fair value of the price for December for PLTR. So price is in a fair value range. If price were to come into this 20 to 0 line, price would be oversold. But it is currently not oversold. However, it may become oversold. But here's the amazing thing, guys. And now watch this. The computer drew this, right? The computer drew this. Look at this area of control. Check that out. The red line is almost identical to that lower 20% line of fair value. How amazing and awesome is that? Y'all, when I was taught this by Blake Young, I would use this and I would go, it's voodoo. How does this crap work? Because you saw me draw it and you probably got the same question that I had when I was first learning this. How in the world does that work up? How does that line up so often to identify areas of oversold and overbought? So price currently is in fair value range. It may test this red line, which would be the point to which it's got to make a decision. Hey, am I going to stay in fair market range or am I going to go to an oversold condition? But it's amazing as you use this, how often this works. So what's the decision on PLTR based on what we've seen today? You know, I would say hold the course. It in the short term may go here and may go here, but I'm believing overall that you are in, Ken, a fair value range for that stock. That could be anywhere between here and here. Now, what if you wake up to on Monday and all this crap, you know, everything that we've talked about goes to crap, and let's say that this stock, let's zoom out a little bit lower now. Let's say that this thing totally tanks. I mean, what if your stock now that is around this 27 or 28 period runs down past the point of being oversold and comes down here? What happens then? Well, Ken, that's the good part, is we have another 50% line down here and another fair value range. And then what was oversold becomes overbought in this range. This becomes your fair market range. And this is the oversold condition for that fair value range. And then this becomes the overbought condition for that stock. Okay. Questions on that at all? That's great. I mean, that's exactly how we would go in and do an analysis on the stock. Very, very good. Anything else you guys want me to run through? I'm more than happy to do it. We can do it off camera. Okay, good. Ken, you say this is cool. And I hope you guys are going to find a lot of value in this. We identify what we want to trade. You know how we did that. We go and find the most volatile stocks, ETFs that are out there. We draw areas of support, resistance, where it's oversold, where it's overbought. We look at volume profile. We look at the linear regression channel, and we make a decision, and we pull the trigger. And that's what you're going to learn day in and day out. This is what we're going to do every day. When we come in here on Monday, I'm going to pull the account up. We're going to manage trades. We're going to manage those that are profitable. We're going to take off the losers that are going against us. And then we're going to enter our Greeks into our spreadsheet. Based on that, we're going to make decisions. We're going to figure out how much premium we have to sell every day. And we're going to go in, identify these stocks, identify the ETFs, and do it. Because really, when you get down to it, there are 3 things. How do I do this? Let me do this.
So would you sell a credit spread on PLTR based on where it's located, or would you do an iron condor?
Good question. Let's type it in here and see what the IV rank is. Let's just see the IV on this. PLTR, IV rank is 26.7. Now look at this. Well, and IV rank on this, I mean, it's a relatively new stock, right? I'm not sure that there's a trade there that I would be putting in. And I understand, Kim, what you're saying. You're long the stock. You think it's it's got a promising future. We've looked at the channel, and that's not there, but we can definitely see that this booger has been on a tear, right? What are you seeing now, though? This is kind of cool, guys. Do you ever? And I'm not good at these at all, but let's see what we got going on here. This is a daily chart. What's going on with this little chart? We are coming into a triangle. So we're having periods of large volatility. Now we're coming into where this range is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, which tells me that this thing is about to do what?
Break out.
Yeah, it's going to break out, right? And guys, forgive me, I am not a chartist at all, but I see a triangle and I see a little bit of consolidation in price. And I feel that at some point that we're going to break out, up or down. I couldn't tell you. So I would not sell a spread on this at this time. Matter of fact, if I was going to do anything, I'd probably do a debit spread and buy something. And I hate doing that because that takes away from the eighth wonder of the world, and that is theta. So I probably wouldn't do that. But what I'm seeing now is that consolidation in price and probably a breakout's coming. All right. So what is trading? What is it that we do every day? Well, number one, if I can find my pen, you're going to wake up every day and you are going to sell premium. You're going to sell premium every day. Why is my thing going? Get back up there. Sell premium, if I can do it. Why is it doing that? You're going to sell premium, okay? We're doing that every day. Now, in that instance, we could have bought something. I hate doing that because why? It takes away from my theta. First of all, before we go further, does anyone have a question on what theta is? I want to make sure you understand what we're doing here. We are in the game of selling options so that we collect theta. So we're waking up every day, going into our account, we're going to sell premium. Well, what's the second thing that we're going to do? We are going to do high probability trades where the odds are in our favor. When I met Sweet Beth, the odds were not in my favor that she was going to date me. But what did I do? I asked her to take her shopping. I sent her flowers. I did everything that I needed to put the odds in my favor. And I finally tricked her into thinking that I was a good guy. And she married me after a 6-year courtship where she dumped me 6 different times. But the odds initially were not in my favor. So I ended up putting the odds in my favor. And that's what we're going to do by doing high probability trades. Sell premium, odds in our favor, and that brings us to the third tier. And I'll be like a broken record on this. We are going to manage risk. Manage risk. In March and February of 2020, the market basically crashed with COVID. while everybody and their mama was scared, Sweet Bobby was like, I ain't scared. You know why? Because I had a 208% return in February and March. 208%. How did I have a 208%? I had hedged the portfolio for a downside. We're going to do that with you guys as well. You're going to hedge in a way that if the market crashes, you're not going to be scared. But I don't want to give you all and everything at the same time. I mean, it's too much for you at once, but I just want you to be aware that what we're doing here, we're creating a trading strategy, an overall portfolio strategy. This is a strategy that I use in the fund that I manage. It's what I use in my personal account, selling premium, putting the odds in our favor, managing risk. And I guess I could put the final thing here. The final pillar of what we're going to do is we're going to rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Over and over and over again. So it is Christmas Eve. You guys have asked wonderful questions. Any more questions before we end our Zoom and y'all go shopping and doing whatever? Anything else? I think it's been a great session today. And I will say this, guys, you guys have all just signed up for the trading room. You're sitting there going, I don't know, Bobby, all this drawing of this stuff and all this doing stuff. I understand that, but trust me, it's going to get easier. I'm going to teach you all how to do it, and you'll be able to do this on a daily basis yourself. But if any of you ever go, you know what, Bobby, it's just not right for me, then I want you to really reach out to me. Tell me why. Tell me what more that you need. Send me a message. You've got my phone number. Send me a text, because I want you all to be successful. This next year, we are shooting for a 50% return in our accounts. That's what I'm shooting for. Adjust yours accordingly. Sell the amount of premium, put the odds in your favor, manage risk, and rinse and repeat over and over again. All right. Any other questions? All right, guys. It's been a great session. I appreciate you all, and I will see you on Monday. I'll be in and out of the room for the rest of the day, and hope you guys have a wonderful Merry Christmas. Take care.